right, kia ora, church. It's good to be with you. We're just going to take a few of your minutes to talk about a couple of important things that are going on in church. I'm here with Hughie Castle, who many of you will know, but not all of you will know. She's actually doing a Pathways internship this year with a church and helping out in a number of spaces. So doing her study with Pathways College and interning here in the church, primarily in admin space, but also doing quite a bit with home groups and stuff. So it's good to have Hughie on board here. So first thing we want to talk about community meals, but first thing we're going to talk about is the Hope Project. So Hughie, what is the Hope Project?
So the Hope Project, you might have seen it, it's been around for the last few years. There's a booklet that gets delivered usually around Easter time, and it's filled with stories of hope. And with all that's going on, we all need stories of hope.
So Hughie, what's in this year's booklet?
So in this year's booklet, it's about a family who've recovered from debt and through that found Christ and moving forward as a family and as a couple, which I think is pretty cool. Also one for the kids around a beetle with an exploding backside.
Awesome.
Lots of cool facts in there for you guys. Another cool story in here is around Wirimu Tamihana, a local chief back in the mid 1800s. Would have been dealing a lot with the land wars and all that was entailed with that. And it's filled with his stories of hope and how he shared it with his tribe. Another one quite relevant is around Gloria Vale, a family that have come out of Gloria Vale. Cool. But through that have found the true Jesus, not what they were taught through Gloria Vale. And then just some cool messages from the Bible with some cool little verses around hope. Great. So I think there's a lot in there for everyone, whatever their circumstances.
So it's an awesome booklet that's very well presented. Okay, so the key thing is, how can people help get this out into our community?
So we're going to need deliverers for that. As I said earlier, looking at delivering leading up to Easter. So I wanted to start around the 21st of March. If you helped to deliver these last year, Julie will get back in contact with you and let you know the details on that. But definitely looking for more volunteers. Some of the areas in Cambridge have grown quite a bit recently, so needing more feet on the ground. So yeah, if you take your dog out for a walk, go for a walk with your family in the mornings, take a bunch of these and deliver them to your neighbours.
Cool, easy thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. There's
also going to be a bit of pre-safety information before you take these out. So once you let Julie know you're available, then she'll give you the details for that.
Great. Cool.
So Jeremy, what's the deal with meals for the community?
Yes. So obviously we're right in the middle of the big O outbreak. So we're giving meals out into the community, meals that have been made. We've made a whole bunch, and they're basically all gone, which is so great. It's getting into people's homes. It's helping and blessing people. But we want to make a whole bunch more to be able to go out to people and just go, look, while you're in isolation or recovering, we just want to give you something very practical, like some food, just to be a blessing. Yep.
Awesome. So how can people help with this?
Great question, Hughie. All right, there's a bunch of ways you can help. All right, what we're going to do is next Tuesday morning and Saturday morning, so whatever dates those are, Tuesday and Saturday morning next week, we will have a cook up here. So come along from 9 o'clock and there'll be all sorts of things that you can do from any level of kitchen experience. You could do a cook up at home. So we have a bunch of these containers. If you could cook some stuff up at home, lasagnas or whatever, soups are really, really good. Soups at the moment, because of the nature of the symptoms that people are having, soups are a really, really good one. You can put those in ice cream containers and drop them off down here with the ingredients that you've put in them, so we know if the people have any specific diet needs, we know what has gone into it. Third way you could help is to donate. So we could, if you want to financially donate, just for us to be able to buy some meat and some other ingredients, put some money in the Raleigh Street account and just put they reference meals in it, and we'll pick that up and be able to buy a whole lot more food. Or you can donate meat and vegetables yourself. Just bring them down here and pop them in the fridge down here. All of those would be really helpful for us to be able to make a big bunch of other meals.
That's awesome. I've been involved in one of those cookers. Pretty fun morning, just hanging out with everyone, chopping and
It's good, eh?
cooking. Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
So how do we go about sharing those meals?
Okay, yeah. So the idea is we want these to be accessible for people so they could just get them out. So you come and grab 3 or 5 meals or whatever it is. We're looking at how we can have a little freezer set up somewhere in the sort of concourse cafe area here that people come and grab them, and you just take the frozen meals and you deliver them yourself to people that you are aware of. And it's kind of like the food rescue thing. We're not worried about where they kind of go. We just want these be going out and being a blessing to people. So if you know homes that are isolating, come and get those meals. You can contact Julie or Karen and find out what meals and stuff are there, but we're trying to get a big bunch so that there's plenty of meals available for people.
Cool.
It's great. It's a good opportunity to be a blessing in our community at this time when it's sort of needed. I just want to close with a verse, because I know it's a tricky time for us. What's been a hypothetical situation for 2 years is now reality. You know, it's coming through, and we all know people now who have an infection and have symptoms going on and are isolating. And so verses like what I'm going to read are very critical at this time for us. But Jesus said this to his disciples. He said, after promising the Holy Spirit, he says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." So I just want to encourage us as a church. It's really important what our hearts are like at the moment, and how we think about how we treat people, about how we're kind of going around. And there's a peace that we receive from Jesus Christ that enables us and emboldens us in our lives. And I think it's really important at this time that we are doing that. So thanks, Hughie.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, church. Remember, we're blessed to be a blessing. Let's do all we can to be that in our moment at this time.